What's good, amazing gang? How's it cracking? How's it cracking? Let me adjust this a little bit. Turn on some of these lights. It's your girl G here, back with another video. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna get because it's gonna be a lot of exciting things going on. And first of all, let me just start with this. I've been keeping real quiet. You like my pigtails? They're a little crooked because I try to push them to the back a little bit instead of having them both sticking out to the side. I wash my hair and retwist it. So, I didn't brush my edge, so excuse the rough edge. Anyways, so exciting things going on. I've been keeping real quiet. Last year I started studying and preparing myself to get my CDLA license, and last year December I received them. Okay, then January I spent all of January obtaining all of my endorsements. So I have my my hazmat, I have my tanker, I have my doubles and triples, and I also have my TWIC card. Okay, I'm still waiting to receive my final license back from the state with the hazmat print on it. But I received my TWIC right before I left home. Okay, so this is the beginning of February now, and I'm getting ready to embark on this journey. And in a few, I'm gonna give you guys the backstory of kind of like the stressful trials that I have been going through, and the test of my faith to just believe in myself and trust God, and you know, not let my faith waver. So right now I'm actually in Ocala, and like I said, I'll explain a lot of this in the backstory, but right now I'm in Ocala. My room, this room is really nice, yo. Honestly, it's one of the best rooms I've probably ever seen, and it's right here in Ocala. Like, look at the art. I don't know how much this room costs, but I'm so glad that they spent it. Cause you know, definitely don't want no cheap room. Like, I would love to have a room like this if I went out of town. Oh man, look at sinks. What's up, guys? You see, I got my jacket on because it's a little chilly, and I got my little sweatpants and t-shirt. Nothing special. I'm just like, you know, traveling from home to here. This is a nice shower. Okay, yeah, see, this, like I said, this hotel is very, very nice, and I feel like I'm gonna really be at ease here. Oh man, let me give you guys the backstory. Hold on, be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back. Had to get a little comfortable, wanted to sit down because, you know, between me and you, that 30-year-old back pain, something serious. So, quick little, I'm gonna try to sum it up and be all, you know, I don't want to go too deep and far in with the details because it was a lot. It wasn't a lot, but it was a lot. Okay, so I've been feeling a push in the direction of change since maybe the end of 2020. I've been feeling a pull of change, and I didn't know what it was, so I was just trying to set myself up in position to try to pull it to me, whatever it is, because I feel like everything that's for us in the universe, it's not just gonna come to us. You have to do work. You have to put yourself in position for it. So mentally, that's what I was trying to do. And I can't remember how trucking came across my thought process or who brought it to me, but it did. And when it came to me, I got very excited about it. So when I get excited about something, I use that as the sign that this is what I should be doing. So I started preparing. I started gathering all the information, all the study tests for my pre-test, which was a lot. Like, when you never, you know, been introduced to trucking, when you've never been introduced to auto mechanics or anything like that, it is a lot of freaking information, yo. Like, I'm not even gonna kid you. General knowledge was like it was like 280 questions or something like that. Air brakes was like 75 questions, and combinations was like 65 questions. And I had to learn all of those because any of those questions could have been on my test. So I spent like 2 months studying all those, and I probably could have got it a little quicker, but I was dragging it out because at first I was feeling like it's no rush. I could take my time. I'll get it some point of time in the middle of next year and stuff like that. And then, I don't know, I think I started feeling the sense of urge. And then shortly after that, after I picked up my studying, that's when it came out that regulations was going to change. The federal government was going to take over CDL and the requirements and the training and testing and everything else. So I was like, oh, wow, I'm glad I'm ready to take my test and get my permit. So boom, went and took my test. I passed my general knowledge and my air brakes first try. That combination, yo, the first like 3-4 questions that they threw at me was all questions I had never seen before. So it was like questions from another version of the test or something. So I had to look back on more information I had gathered, and I saw them there, and I'm like, okay, let me go over these now. Make sure there's no other curveballs getting thrown at me. So when I went back like 2 days later, I passed that test, boom, got my permits. So from there, I started looking into specifically trucking companies that train you to get your CDL and then put you to work. And I always had like a specific set requirement already in my mind, which is, the old drivers will say it's naive, but new drivers, but I mean, you want what you want. Go for what you feel like you want. It's out there, so might as well go for it first. I wanted to be on the road, but I wanted to be home on the weekends, every weekend. You know, I don't want to be gone 2-3 weeks. I want to be home every week. I'm a woman. I got things I want to make sure I do, take care of home still, you know, so take care of me, you feel me? So, yeah, so I set myself up to go to Cypress Trucking. It's a flatbed trucking company out of Jacksonville, Florida. And it seemed like it was pretty good, but they advertised it as $500 a week. That's what they advertised it as. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, you know, I'm making about $400 less a month, but I can, you know, I can make whatever happen for the time period. Which I did go over there, and after the first day, and I started hearing different things from other students that was going through the program. So I went and asked one of the ladies that we met, which wasn't HR, but she was handling some paperwork. So I went and asked her, and she gave me the payment scale, and it was really starting you off at $125 a week, $125 a week. I mean, what is this, lunch money? Like, honestly. And then I think that was like for 2 weeks, and then you go up to like 200. Then you shoot to 350, then 4 something, and then once you get your CDL, then you start making you start off at 500 a week. So I was like, y'all should have said this. Yeah, this isn't what y'all was advertising, you know, because I probably would have went with another company that was advertising something else. But that was my first lesson, which I had already knew to watch out for. Recruiters saying one thing and the company being something totally different once you got there. So I came home after 1 day. It was me and only one other guy in the class, and he left too. He went back to Pensacola. And I spent the next day home just calling schools, whatever schools I could find on the internet, or whatever schools that was told to me when I was gathering information from friends that drive trucks. And I found a school in Crystal River. They had already started class. They had started class that Monday. Here we are Tuesday. And I pretty much pleaded with them. I was like, listen, because the guy was like, we already started, but let me talk to the instructors and see what they say. And that was after I told him, I was like, please, if there's any possibility that you could let me in, please let me in. Like, I've been studying, I've been preparing, I've been doing everything on my own. Up until this point, I'm already familiar with the pre-trip. I've already been studying it, so you don't have to like slow down class with me. I promise you I'm gonna pass that test. And so that's what made him say, let me go talk to the instructors and come back and see, because he said it was 17 people in the class already. Class was mad full. But he called me back and said, yo, they said you could come. And I'm not gonna lie, I had a moment, like I almost dropped the tear, because like I was being hopeful, but in the back of my mind, I was like, let me find another school. Like, I'm not gonna get in. And so when he called that, like I caught my breath. I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. So the class was 3 weeks, 120 hours. I went to the class, and the first day I got into the Western Star. Big mistake when you're trying to learn how to shift gears. I had never shifted gear before in real life, only on video games. And it broke all my confidence. Like, it just, like, I wanted to cry, but I wasn't gonna cry for everyone, but I really want, like, my pride was so hurt. I was like, I couldn't even move this truck 5 inches. Like, what is going on? They told me I don't feel nothing. Like, I don't feel nothing but space. Like, I don't know what walls you're talking about. But I came back the next day, anxiety level high, but I got into a different truck and I was able to feel the walls a little bit. And then about 3 days, it took me like 2 days, but on the 3rd day, I could drive. It wasn't clean, it wasn't perfect, nowhere near perfect, but I could drive. You know, I was sticking here and there, you know, I had got assistance like twice. But after 3 days, I was starting to understand the mechanics. I was starting to get into a rhythm. I was starting to find myself. So needless to say, you know, I learned to shift gears. Backing was confusing. It wasn't completely difficult, but it was confusing because you're looking at a mirror and the mirror is a reflection opposite of what you see. So I'm seeing opposite. Like right now, how you're seeing me is kind of like me looking back in the mirror. It's opposite. So it didn't take me too long though. It took me probably, I don't know, just a few days to get the backing. And every trainer I had taught different and gave us different maneuvers. And one trainer, she yelled at me, I'm not gonna lie. And I kind of snapped at her in a respectful way, because I'm never disrespectful to my elders, but I kind of like pushed back, like, don't yell at me. Like, I kind of just told her, because she was like, because she'll say, go left, but before you can even react, she's like, keep going left, go left, go. No, she don't say that. She just say left. I don't know if that means keep turning left or hold it left or what. And then sometimes she should be like, look. And so I go right, then I go left, I'm like, oh my gosh. So she said left, and she like yelled at me. And I told her, like, don't yell at me. Like, she was like, oh, you know, it is what it is. Like, you gotta tough it up. I yell at the man. Don't yell at me. I don't care who you yell at. I don't care what anybody else. Don't yell at me. Like, I'm already learning something new. I'm pushing myself hard. Mentally, I am pushing my own self hard. So the stress is already there. I don't need you adding more to it when I'm trying to understand the mechanics of something. Like, I'm practicing this and you're like doing it because you see it and you know it. You know, you're already skilled at this and you're fixing my mistakes before I even have a chance to see what's going on. So I'm like, don't yell at me. Just give me a second. Let me see what I'm doing and what I have going on so I can fix it. So when she kind of backed off, I think after that day, she realized what I was trying to say and she respected it and she backed off, and then I started figuring it out. Cause now I had a chance to see where I was going at, which direction my trailer was going, and I was able to fix it. And I started getting that thing on my own. Like sometimes I was backing it in with no pull up. So it was the straight back, the alley, dock, and offset. I almost forgot what it was called. And yeah, it took me a few tries, but after maybe 2 days, 3 days, 4 days tops, I started getting that thing, all three of them. Cause even at first, even the straight back was like throwing me off. I was like, I can't even back up straight. Oh my gosh. So anyway, test days came for the pre-trip. Aced it. I studied this YouTube video over and over and over every single day, every single night before I went to sleep. And it was just instilled in my mind. And not perfectly, but it was there. I aced it. It came to the back end. I aced it. I only had to use one pull-up, and that was on my alley dock towards the end. Everything else I hit it back one time. Then I got on the road and started shifting, and I didn't ace it, but I didn't come nowhere near the points to failing. So I did pretty good. I gave myself at least a B minus, B plus on my driving, and I ended the class with a 92, grade 92, A. So from there, that was the end of December, and like I said, in January, I started working on all my other tests and getting all my other certifications. So now, here to present. I said I was gonna be long, but it was a lot of information. I scrunched it up as best as I can. Here we are now, February 2nd. I am no longer employed with the sheriff's office. I put in my 2 weeks. I turned in my my uniforms. Lord, I turned in my jerseys. I turned into my uniforms. I quit the team. Oh my God. I turned in my uniforms. I'm gonna have to talk to someone about my anxiety, because my anxiety is up everywhere for every single step of this way. And I signed off all my paperwork and stuff like that. And I completed all my tests and study guides for this. And oh, let me back up. Before I even got here, I was calling mad companies, just talking to mad companies about positions. I talked to Prime. Prime was like, they giving you $900 a week, but you gotta ride Greyhound, and if you ride Greyhound to like Wisconsin or something like that, you gotta quarantine when you get done, or you gotta drive yourself. And I wasn't finna drive my car 15 hours. Like, I have a Nissan Altima 2016. It wasn't gonna happen. Very reliable car, but I don't want to push that, because then I'm gonna have to pay for more stuff than just gas, if all you're reimbursing me is gas. Then who was it? I was talking to TMC, which they a flatbed company, and I like what I was hearing, but they don't have any pet rider policies. And as you know, I have a Chihuahua, and that's my baby, and eventually she's coming on the road with me. So I wasn't really too keen on that, but I would if I had to. Didn't want to go back to Cypress, because now I'm learning what other companies are paying, and starting off at $500 a week wasn't gonna cut it. Who else did I talk to? Can't remember everyone by memory. I'm not going to even go through everyone. I talked to PTI, I think it was, and they actually gave me an offer of hire. I loved everything that they was talking about. The money was a little low. I think it was starting out at like 46 cents a mile. They carry paper, drive-in, and it's basically Southeast Regional. See, that's the thing too. Like, I'm not looking to go 48 states. I only want to stay Southeast Regional, because like I said, I want to be home every week. And I don't want to go to the mountains. I'm not crazy about that. And I'm pretty set in stone in that. That's what I wanted, and that's what I found. And so, yeah, I got hired, like a conditioner hired. But then they called me back to say that they can't hire me because my schooling was 120 hours and they require 160, which still doesn't make sense to me, because what does it matter of how many hours I went to school last year? Because this is before the federal regulations change where it has to be 160. Why does it matter how many hours I went to school when I still got a CDL, no restrictions? Can somebody answer that for me? Any truckers out there? Like, why does it matter how many hours I went to school, and when I get hired on, you're gonna put me through training again at base, and then you're gonna put me out on the road with a trainer for a month? So why does the requirement of how many hours your class to obtain your CDL was? That, it just doesn't make sense to me. And I tried to get on with Warner, but Warner basically told me because I didn't go to their school. If you don't know, Warner has their own school, Roadmasters. When you leave Roadmasters, 9 times out of 10 you're going to Warner. But it's a few other schools, a few other trucking companies that you can go through, but they all partner and put their money into that school basically. So that's their school. So when you leave, you can only go to one of their companies. And so basically Warner told me, because I didn't go to Roadmaster, they can't hire me. I would have to get a job someplace else for at least 30 days and then put in an application, they will hire me. Well, that was the most craziest thing to me I had ever heard. At this point, I don't even want to work for y'all no more, because that's just absurd. Absurd. So push came to shove, I kept putting in applications, and eventually I got a call back from a company that came to visit me in my class that originally I wasn't even considering until they came and talked to us about what they had to offer. And I said, that actually sounds pretty good. And you ready for this? Drum roll. Swift. I know a lot of truckers gonna be like, oh my God, Swift this, Swift that. But honestly, what they're appearing to be to me, up under like the history of them, because I know they went through, like, they're under new management, they changed around a lot of stuff in their office, they're running under different dynamics. They really seem to be a driver first, like they care about us. Look at the room they put me in. Like, this is a nice room. Like the other room that I was in with Cypress, it was a little janky, and I had a roommate. Like, I'm here all by myself in the king bed, you know, like, it's nice here. The hotel I'm at even offers a cookie hour. Like, I can't wait for tomorrow. I hope I'm still here so I can get some cookies. Some chocolate chip cookies and macadamia or something. So basically it's the route that I want, that they said that they would offer me, that because I said that this is what I want. It's southeast, but it starts you off at 55 cents a mile. No matter who you are, if you're new, you start off with 55 cents per mile, not 46, not 48. So that's pretty good. Truck is automatic. You get to come home once a week. It's pet rider policy, passenger rider policy, full benefits. I think it's after 30 or 60 days, which is fine because my benefits is still on from the sheriff until March. So I got at least another 30 days with that. And training, what was it, $300 for orientation, and which is more than others have told me. And like others has offered $500 for training. Someone offers $650 for training. This is a week, $650 a week for training. Swift actually offered $800 a week for training, and the only other company I heard beat that was Prime, and that was $900. So that is really awesome to me. As you know, at the sheriff, I only made $1,200 every 2 weeks. For y'all that want to know why I left the sheriff to be a truck driver, very respectable career when you call it out by name, right? I'm not gonna get into everything. I'll save it for another video, the things that I actually had to endure and go through and learn to tackle, and you know, not let it tackle me while working corrections. I only brought home $1,200 a week every 2 weeks. And that was the most I had ever made in my entire years of working corrections. I made less than that for a long time. So I only brought home $1,200 every 2 weeks. And I had to do overtime to bring home. I had to work like 2-3 days overtime, 12 hours. Every shift is 12 hours to just bring home maybe 1,700 every 2 weeks. But I was tired all the time, you know. Anyway, not gonna get into that. I'm gonna save it for another video. So $800 every 2 weeks is awesome. That's $1,600 at least in your pocket. So obviously, when I'm done training a month, at least a month, and I get into my own truck, I could be making more, you know. I don't know yet. I haven't really calculated. I'm just gonna say a random number, maybe at least 13, 12, 13, somewhere 1100, 13 a week. No brainer. No brainer. Okay, so the goal is to get my experience, learn everything I can from whoever's willing to teach me, apply everything I learned, become better at everything, and I'm creating a team. It's me, and I have my good friend that we went to Job Corps together. He was actually my captain, and we've been friends ever since. That was like 2013 I went to Job Corps, and it's 2022 now, and that's like one of my closest friends. Even though they live in Jacksonville, we don't see each other much, but that's my dog, you feel me? So so me and him is pretty much, we're gonna build a team, and we're gonna hit this thing running. He already has a year experience under his belt. I just get to get my experience. I got, you know, my credits up. We gonna get us a truck. Then we're gonna get us another truck. I wanna get me a party bus on the side too, because I wanna have something else outside of trucking for a business. So, you know, this is the mindset to have our own business. And everything I say to you, remember this, because we're gonna come back to this video in the future, and you're gonna be like, yo, everything that she said she was gonna do, she did. Because that's the type of person I am. I put my mind to something, I speak on it to put it into the universe, meaning that once I speak on it, I'm going to grab it. Okay, that's me. And so yeah, gonna get our own trucks running. I want to get my own party bus on top of that. Who knows where it takes us from there. I've been talking to some people, potentials about, you know, when the time is right, you know, gonna have a dispatcher, maybe a broker. I got some family back home who could be the mechanic. You know, we gonna hit this thing running. We gonna really build a family business, and we just gonna keep it all, you know, for the culture, a strong Black business. And I already, you know, hired someone for the paperwork. We gonna run it up. We gonna get to this money. This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning, and that's why I'm doing the video now. I didn't want to do the video beforehand because I didn't want to block my blessings. I knew I had a lot of work to do ahead of myself, and I wanted to make sure I focused on that and I got it out the way with no extra pressure on me. So now that I'm here, you guys are gonna see as much as possible of this road and everything that I'm learning and my experience with it and my opinions. So I said I wasn't gonna make this video long, but I still did. But anyway, I don't even think I'm gonna edit this video too much. But thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I didn't look, but last time I checked, I was almost to 200 subscribers. I only need one more. I only need one more, guys. Somebody share this video. Like, share, subscribe. Come on. I only need one more. 200 subscribers. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I appreciate you guys. Stay amazing. Remember God first. Love your family. Love all your real friends. Do for one another. Okay? Don't be stingy, selfish. Hate. Don't be a hater. Okay? Love thy neighbor. We gotta help each other. We're all in this together. We can't do nothing alone. And if you feel like you can, you're wrong. We all need each other, baby. Okay? Love on the next person. All right? Do it for me. Okay? All right? Until next time. Peace.